So the battery decided it didn't want to cooperate. And the battery is actually over here. Like,
So what is Emich Track Day? Emich Track Day, it is run by Emich VW. They are a dealership that has been around since 1922, and they serve the Denver metro area. So it's really cool to have a historically intact business that is still running to this day. Now, Fred Emich, who is the fourth generation, he started running these back in 2014, and they're located out at High Plains Raceway. They do these twice a year, once in spring and once in the fall. The thing that I love about this event is that it brings out some very passionate, smart, and respectful car enthusiasts. Everybody tends to be extremely friendly. It's easy to get ride-alongs in different cars. Just overall, it's a bunch of car enthusiasts to the core that like going around a track, and they're very, very fun to be around. But on top of that, it's never about who can set the fastest lap time. It's more about learning your car, honing your skills, staying safe, and of course, having fun. Now, the track High Plains Raceway is actually one of the newer tracks to be built in the entire nation. It was constructed in 2008, and the track is very technical. It has two different straightaways. One is quite a bit longer than the other. It's easy to get up to 120, 130, 140 in the right car back there. And then there's a shorter one that is closer to the finish line. It also has a huge variety of different curves and turns, and the elevation change is pretty intense on this track. So it makes for a very unique driving experience. Needless to say, you get some very fun roller coaster type thrills out of it, no matter which car you're in. The track is also super safe. There's not really any kind of walls that you need to worry about. They're all set very far away from the track. And between those walls and the track itself, there is tons of flat dirt. So if you spin out, you're not gonna like completely wreck your car. For that reason, I think it is quite a lovely beginner track. It has plenty of LED signs placed at various bunkers throughout the track on different corners. So if you're paying attention to those lights will communicate if somebody spun off in front of you, if you need to exit the track, if you need to stop immediately, that kind of stuff. So again, very safe and very, very well organized and set up. Now, I have been going to Emich Track Day since I had the Nissan 370Z. I actually raced it out there a couple of times. It was a blast. So that was probably back in 2018 or so. I will usually try to go to both of the Emich Track Day events each year, just because they are that much fun. This is also the track that my brother-in-law with the Nissan GTR that I have featured on this channel introduced me to track racing for the first time. Originally, he had an Evo 10 that had about 500 horsepower, tons and tons of work done to that thing, and it was a riot around town. I was probably out at this track as early as 2015, but I wasn't old enough to ride passenger, which kind of sucked. Actually, now that I think about it, it might have even been before 2015. But either way, I was bummed because I wasn't able to ride passenger. I just kind of had to sit on the bleachers and be cold and watch Jason drive his Evo around and look like he's having a lot of fun. So eventually I was able to get out there myself. So this track does have quite a special place in my heart. And if you're wanting to check it out, you do not have to wait for the Emich Track Days, although I do recommend it because they will usually do two separate groups where one is novice and the other is advanced. The novice group will typically get a lead follow in the morning, so that way anybody who is brand new to track racing or to the track in general can start to understand the track, how it behaves, and what to expect. Like I said, you don't have to wait for Emich Track Day to experience this. You can go on an open lapping day. They just might not have the two groups split up like that, depending on how many people show up, and there's a good chance that they're not gonna do the lead follow. That's just in my experience. I think it just kind of depends on the event and who is there. But regardless, fantastic track to get used to. And for new drivers, as well as advanced drivers, it's just a blast. So if you haven't made it out there yet to the wonderful rolling hills of eastern Colorado, I would highly suggest you do so, and I hope I can catch you out there. So, with all that being said, it's time to start heading out to the track day. I'm excited to show you guys it. Well guys, it's officially the day of Emich Track Day out at High Plains Raceway. Man, it is a gloomy morning. This is by far the gloomiest that I've ever seen an Emich Track Day. So, I have no idea if the track is going to be slightly wet or if it is going to be dry. So we've got Mike meeting up here, and he's going to be driving the Miata. And then we actually have Chris joining us as well from the Mountain Cruise video with the Corvette Z06 in that wonderful shade of blue. So very exciting stuff. Let's go ahead and head on out.
For a while, this is by far the lowest showing we've had, thanks to the weather. So we'll make this short and sweet this morning. We're not going to run sessions this morning.
So it's really cool with Emich Track Day. They actually have a loaner helmet. Oh, I was interrupted by a Corvette. Or no, that's not a Corvette, that's a Camaro. But yeah, it's really cool how they have the loaner helmets. It's super nice just to have it free, but Mike got one.
Yes, I did. It's nice and white.
Yeah, it should be a pretty fun day. I might end up connecting with Fred over at Emich later on. He's usually the guy out here that runs these, so probably gonna ask him a couple questions if I can catch him. He's also gonna be out in a C7. Typically we use Jägermeister for this, but... Oh my god, I forgot I have a funnel here. How embarrassing. When you're
Would you say you're golden party?
I would say that. Are you guys excited to get on the track?
No, I'm so angry that I'm here to enjoy racing.
Such a terrible, cloudy, miserable day.
Oh my god. And thus I have transformed into an 8-ball. But we're gonna go and do a first lap here, see how it treats us. What? Okay, so the battery came out.
Yeah, so the battery decided it didn't want to cooperate, and the battery is actually over here, like kind of laying on its side.
How did you get back in? Alternator?
No, the car just never died, so I think it was just running purely on its alternator.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But yeah, good thing I didn't kill it, because then they would have had to tow me off.
Damn.
Yeah, it looked like you were cooking pretty good there for a little bit, so.
Yeah, the first lap going out there, on the straight.
Yeah.
When you were behind me too, I was accidentally in 5th gear, floored. I'm like, okay, well,
That makes sense.
I'm going 60. This is not good. It is very fun.
Good. Yeah, we'll have to see if we can tighten those down further.
Yeah.
How's the bed doing? Getting hot?
No, it didn't get above 210.
Oh, good,
Doing
dude.
good. I was smelling a lot of brakes and the pedal was getting soft, so I can't.
Yeah, I don't think my brakes are in the best shape, honestly. They're not as stiff as they used to be, so I think I might be on their way out, but...
I just changed pads like 3 days ago.
Okay, nice.
Break them in right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Put some heat on.
Yeah, it didn't get hot at all. So,
Good. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
I think Mike found a pretty unique solution with a bolt.
Smart. Hopefully, you know.
Very smart.
Smart.
I love this sound.
I love when it reverberates off the walls like that too.
Oh yeah. That might have been the best that I've ever done that corner.
I was gonna say, you're hauling ass right there.
Brakes are getting cooked.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah, second and third around the corners are typically your friends.
Wow, this thing feels tight.
Yeah, man.
No, there's no power.
Hitting 80 eventually, right? checker flag.
Ah.
Got up to 80 on that one. Nice. So, I learned that if you hit 80 miles an hour, the top likes to, you know, show off its capabilities of folding in on itself, you know, like so. It's quite heart attack inducing. I thought I hit something. My passenger thought I hit something, but we're golden.
In the car business, pretty much my whole life.
Okay.
Full time since 2004.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I worked for Auto Nation for about 3 years.
Okay.
And then my father was previously in the business, sold out to
Nice.
Auto Nation.
Nice.
So him and I got back into it with another business partner.
That's sweet. So I imagine having the father was an easy way to get you wrapped into cars and the whole car scene, right?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up around cars.
Nice.
And my dad's he loves exotic cars.
Yeah.
He had an Aston Martin dealership when I was a kid.
Okay.
And Lamborghini as well.
Nice.
Yeah, so.
Hell of a place to grow up around, you know. Hell of a vehicle to grow up around, that's for sure. But
Remember, also had a Jeep, and it was Jeep Eagle,
Okay.
the Eagle Talon.
yeah.
When it won Pikes Peak, the race car came to the dealership
Yeah.
and everything like that.
So how long have you been doing the Emich Track Days for?
I think we've been doing them since 2012.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you seen it kind of explode? Or has it been pretty consistent?
Beyond today,
yeah.
it's been pretty consistent.
Yeah. I was gonna say every time that I've come here it's been
So-
a big turnout.
We get a lot of people, some new people, and a lot of people that continue to come.
yeah.
We don't, we sell out most years, so the car count's, good car count, it's not too busy and stuff like that out here.
Yeah. For sure.
Pretty friendly to people that, haven't been on the track
Yeah.
before. And
Yeah, because I mean, I've been here when you guys did the lead follow.
Right.
And, that was perfect introduction as novice track. So, have you always been driving Corvettes out here primarily? I think I've seen you in the VW, the 4-door with the roll cage.
yeah, so I raced in Pirelli World Challenge
Okay.
in a GLI.
Nice.
So typically that's what I've driven. I haven't it needs an engine, and we just kind of
Gotcha. I know how that goes.
not sure what we're going to do with it. I'm actually going to try to sell it.
Gotcha. Cool. Sell it as like a rolling shell, basically, or get an engine in it.
We have a spare, so probably sell with the spare.
Gotcha.
And just go from there.
Do you have a favorite car that you've driven in the past or currently driving?
That's a tough question.
I know.
Favorite car I've driven on the track is a 911 Cup car.
Okay. I imagine that was a unique experience.
Yeah.
Where did you
Yeah.
drive that at? Was it here?
Here.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's probably the favorite car I've driven, and we're just so put together.
I can imagine. And is the C7 yours?
No,
sorry,
it's a trade. Well, essentially it's mine, but we traded for the car
Nice.
a week or two ago.
Oh, cool.
I knew I needed a car,
Yeah.
so we're looking for something that, we can tear up the brakes and tires and just put new brakes and tires on it.
Thank you so much again.
Yeah, for sure.
I really appreciate
Yeah,
you guys
thanks for
putting this
coming
on
out.
every time. Super successful day. I mean, the Miata is just like a little track monster. That thing is absolutely a unit on the track. You're basically just flooring it through the entire track. It's so funny. I'm glad that the only thing that really came up as an issue was the Miata's battery. And how it got ripped and was on the other side of the car. That was hilarious. Obviously, that's something that we need to fix. But yeah, R8 seemed to do perfectly fine. I built up confidence again in it. Despite having some odd occurrences with it, it was perfectly happy at this track day, and it just kind of shrugged it off as if it was normal highway driving. But I think I am going to need to change my brakes pretty soon. It was awesome to have Chris join us in the Z06. We were quite the squad out there. It was a really good chance just to sort the Miata as well as the Z06. So really, really cool. Very, very happy with how today went. Well, guys, that was Emich Track Day. It's just such a blast, and being out there with the rain, sure, it was a little sketchy in the beginning, but really, like, it just kind of deterred more people from coming, so it made it more of an open track, and I think we set some really, really good lap times today, and it just made it more of a small circle, connected with a lot more people than I did previously, so overall, hell of a time as usual. So now we are just on our way to go and get some lunch, but I think that's going to do it for this video, guys. I really appreciate you watching, and I upload every single Sunday. I will see you in the next one.